Welcome to Finding the Warmth of Our Sun, folks. It's a heavy day and a heavy week, heavy year, heavy century. I am recording this the day after found out Chadwick Boseman died of colon cancer, and how he recorded a lot of movies that we're remembering him by and under this, stage 3 and then stage 4. I had something else planned, and this kind of threw me for a lot of us for a loop. Chadwick's probably is most famous for his role as Black Panther. And even beyond that, taking on a role of hero for Black America, or superhero. He went in beyond, above this, and carried the weight of blackness, unfortunately, and I'll say unfortunately, why with dignity, as far too often Black Americans are asked to be graceful with this weight. From mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and wives and husbands who have witnessed or been a part of the death of their loved ones, often at the times of this country, have had to bear the weight of blackness. The weight of blackness it's immense. For me, it's definitely personal and philosophically quite interesting, in that I am white passing, yet still hold a weight. If I wanted to, and this is the thing with white passing, I could let it go, or couldn't really. I couldn't let it go. Even if I chose to become white and to become white and being white passing, you can't let go of the weight of being blackness. It's an attempt to let go of the weight of blackness, but you end up having to embrace white supremacy. To become white, I would have had to embrace white supremacy. To become white, I would have had to embrace my family, my father. To become white, I would have had to reject my dad's godfather and my grandfather's cousin, Leon Higginbotham, one of the first Black federally appointed judge to the federal appellate court judge. For a long time was a backup for Thurgood Marshall to be appointed to the Supreme Court, helped write the South African Constitution. To become white, I would have had to reject family member that Elizabeth Higginbotham, a Black woman astronaut. I would have had to reject a famous jazz trombonist in the early 1900s. I would have had to reject family members that were lynched. I would have had to reject that history. I would have had to reject the discrimination that my own family has faced. And even then, I would not have become white. I would not have been able to let go of this weight of blackness, this weight of knowing politically as a group we are the least fractured, yet internally and externally always called upon for more unity. Knowing our survival is within the unity. It's knowing the inspiration of pushing forward in the face of mountains. The mountains that are there that white America refuses to even see, mountains they created and continue to create. Well, we know not everyone will make it with us. We must continue to lift as those lifted before us. This weight is knowing death comes for us, for our friends and family, quicker than most, more tragically than many. It is knowing we are the ones who will see the pain every day, who will experience the pain every day of carrying this country forward, yet to make it into joy, into blues, jazz, soul, hip hop, and dance, and food, cookouts and jokes, and all the jokes we laugh now because we know we'll cry later. The weight is knowing it doesn't matter if we wear a suit or march in nonviolence, for they will beat us and take our lives anyways. Is the very act of non-obedience to an unjust order means risking death. The act of living means risking death. The weight is fighting for a country to fully realize itself because it is your stolen home. As others' freedom was born on your back to free the chains of not just yourself and your people, but the chains of your nation. To know your existence is a reflection of the horrors of white America, ones they can't bear to see. Choosing myths, choosing the easy path. Like this county continuing to push forward for a new jail. Continuing to justify it even from so-called white allies. That it is easier to make that choice than the hard choices of their own freedom. It is knowing national unity is actually for white America to achieve. Well, freedom for all is, well, look at the progress we made in being less horrible to you. Is that unity is always at our expense. It is knowing for every step of racial progress, there is also the progress of racism and racist ideas. Our weight is knowing our oppression is your own, that you will tear yourself apart for whiteness. Knowing your freedom is bound in ours, but we cannot free you. It is knowing you must do it for yourself. You're always asked to do more. That weight is knowing there is always more to do. The weight is the fight to make sure we give each other our own humanity, to see each other in our own humanity, because we damn sure know this country will not. That weight is something that Chadwick appears to have known was his purpose to hold. It's the purpose for many. To give peace, to give each other our flowers, before, during, and after we're here. Is the weight that still we rise. That the weight is knowing you work to strip us of everything, and our rise has become the driving cultural force of the world. Our weight is knowing you would be nothing without us. There is only whiteness because you had to make blackness. Our weight is that it gives rise to something beautiful in the horrors of it all. It is the weight of freedom. But this weight is freedom, for we know our ancestors are here all around us in the soil we walk, the air we breathe. The weight is freedom, for we are here. As there is no birth, there is no death, for when the conditions for our existence ceases to be, we return to the sea as a wave, where we then become many more waves. For the weight we bear is the freedom of us all, for us all. For as the waves, we still rise. The weight is seeing white America fearful of this rising. For the fear of true freedom means they must keep us down. Freedom from their own chains of oppression, liberal, conservative, there is fear. Well, their fear is to rise with us. They fear we want power over as they currently do. Their fear is we are more free than there will ever be. The weight is knowing that the weight was never really there, for our rising into freedom will always be. The rising will always happen. Our weight is one that lifts us. You can join us at any time, America. To be the land of the free, to be the land you claim to be, you can cast the bondage of your own oppression off at any moment. That weight in your heart to join us on our walk to freedom, for we are already there. And that is all I have for you today for finding the warmth of our sun. You can find us every Wednesday at Madison 365. So subscribe to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or Spotify. I'm Matthew Browngan, and peace and love to you all. I hope everybody finds some peace this week and joy with each other.
This is 365 Media.